You remember the main event?
Oh, wow, yeah.
His dunks were equivalent to Mike Tyson knocking the dude out. When Mike Tyson went boom and the dude fall, that crowd, every dunk was like...
Let the world know the name, man. Street ball king, bringing pride to the game. From Lennon to Elizabeth, Jersey's vein. Main event, forever etched in domain again.
Yo, what up, what up? The Certified Legend Main Event, and we have Main Event and Friends. And today we on the couch with Chyvonne Thomas, the author of Unpacked Luggage.
Amen.
How you doing, sis?
I'm doing well.
What's good with you?
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part and accepting the invitation. What you've been going on, let the people know where you from. If I didn't say your name right, you know.
Don't worry, I was getting to it.
Yeah,
Chyvonne Thomas. So, from Edison, New Jersey, born and raised, in Potter's Crossing. You may know of Potter's Crossing, but I come from just, man, there's so much nostalgia in Potter's Crossing, very historical site. Just that's my roots, you know. You learn the grit, the grind, you know, hope and faith, and just God is so good, you know. But that's where I come from, Edison, New Jersey.
So I know before we get to your book, right? What was it like growing up in Edison, New Jersey? Let's give us like the audience like an idea of the time.
Okay. Well,
Music, president, what's the vibe? Like, what's going on in your community? Who's inspiring you? Like, what's that kid on the porch looking into the community and their environment?
well, I am a late 70s baby, so it was, I guess, the early 80s when I can acknowledge, um, Potter's Crossing and what it stands for. But it was just community. Like, you don't see it. You don't see that a lot today. The community would come. I'll talk about in the fire hydrants, outside getting wet, football games in the snow. People like Miss Dot and Miss Edie making just icicles for us going down, getting permission slips signed, and going to Seaside Heights and camp. There's so much, and it was just like a real community. We stuck together. We looked out for one another. If somebody tried to come to the town, we just kind of just stuck up for one another.
So we talking USA skating rink days?
We talking about Oak Tree Road. We talking about Skate 22. We talking about Rob Base. It Take Two. Make a thing all right. Just all of that.
What happened? Do you think the disconnect now, which I was a part of that village as well, what do you think it was the disengage of a Miss Dot, making the ices, or everybody looking out for one another? What did that what happened with that?
I think that just generation, we're in a different time of just generations, so we're losing some of those pillars, so we don't have a lot of them passed on, so you don't have those ones that's raising up, it's like that village, that standard is not there anymore. So you don't have those leaders that we used to have, the Minnie B. Bills, people, my grandmother, people like Parthenia Thomas and Lily Thomas, and you just don't have those leaders anymore. Specifically in Potter's Crossing, when you didn't have anymore Minnie B. Ville or Miss Dot Hutton or the Women Helping Women program, when you didn't have those people replacing like leaders, then you kind of you lose, you lose that support, and that's what's kind of going on, But we're just in a different time, just overall,
What's a teenage Miss Thomas? What's that young watching, seeing what's going on? Was you a dreamer? What you wanted to be when you grew up? When they asked that question in school, I'm pretty sure you was asked that question.
Yeah, well, you know what? And it's so funny because and I go back, I still have my graduation yearbook that I put in the book that I wanted to be a social worker. And that's the line of work that I actually went into for over 20 years before I started my own business. But I was a hooper. I
You
was
know, I
like
was gonna
you.
get
It
to
was
that. Like, I,
that's that's what it was, like 5, 6 years old. I remember my brother taking me to basketball games and getting me the best sneakers to, go on the court with and play. So most of my teenage years was just sports oriented, very disciplined, So it kept me like out of the street, in a sense. So I didn't like wasn't it like a troublemaker because I just had too much going on with like schoolwork and sports and just trying to see what's next for me, not becoming that statistics of some of the stuff that went on in Potter's Crossing, so.
so after the sports side, what did you wind up doing, or what did one of your goals, or did you start setting your goals yet? Sometime in life, we talk about a teenager. Did you have goals set on what you wanted to do in life? What besides the sports?
Well, I really didn't, because first of all, I didn't think I was smart enough. I knew that I knew how to play basketball. I didn't know that, but I didn't think about, oh, it's a possibility that I can go to college and actually earn a degree. So it's so funny because like the day of graduation, I hadn't sent out any like college applications. I hadn't been accepted to a college, and my brother, I was sitting on a porch with my best friend at the time, and he said, "So what's up? What you about to do? What's your plans?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go get a job down at like Food Town, and that's what I'm gonna do." And it was like I was just like yelling at him, like, "Oh, how you gonna tell me what to do? Look at you, what are you doing? That type of deal." But he wasn't going for it. He wasn't going for it, and like we got into it, and like that next day, he had a college application for me to Centenary College, and he said, sat me down at my grandmother's table at 17D Beaver Street,
Uh,
um, and said, fill it out. And I sat at that table, and I completed the essay to the best of my ability, and took it back to him, and we went on like a visit, met with the basketball coach, and it was like I think I was gone maybe 2 weeks. It was June, and I actually went early to Centenary College to um, just do like some prerequisites and like get me to the standard of like college level writing and math and things like that. But that's how it went down. So I didn't have any dreams because I really didn't think that I could besides basketball.
Now, with all of this going on, what's the family support? Did you have?
My mom, I got a huge family. So, my father's side of the family, my grandmother, Lily Thomas, had 13 children. My mom's mom, she had 2 children, but my mom raised me as a single parent, myself, my sister, my brother. But, the support, I had a lot of support, a lot of cousins and uncles and things of that nature. So I had a lot of support, coming up. I believe we grew up low income, but they never made us feel like that. Christmas time we had the things that we wanted. We had the hottest stuff going on, the Sherlin coats and
Mhm.
the Reebok classics and things
Union
of
Market,
that
the flea
nature.
markets.
Yeah, the flea market. So we never knew that we were poor, that we were poor. Like we just never knew it. So the support was there.
So it's safe to say that friend was a motivation for you, encouraged you, gave you that uh, uh, filled out the letter to go to the school.
Yeah, my
That was-
brother. Yeah, my brother. See now, my friend, my best friend at the time, she had plans to go to the military. So she was laughing with me, but she had plans.
Oh,
She
it's
was,
okay.
she was going to the military. It was me that really didn't have the plans, at the end of the night. So, but it was my brother who just really encouraged me, and he's been pretty much like my rock, just like whatever um I'm inspired to do, like he's there to like support. He's not only that way with me, but with his children, with family, friends, people. Um, he just makes you believe it could be like I can say, Bill, I think I can touch the top of this roof. He'll be like, well, the angle you gotta get is and make sure you know do a double, to get there. So he's my major, support.
So now the sports is over,
Hmm.
going into, I guess, becoming an adult. Where you at that life when you becoming that adult, and what things are you going through at that time?
So I was 18 when my brother, my family, my sister dropped me off at Centenary College. So at that time, I'm just trying to. I've never been away from my family. That's another thing. So, um, even though I had my own room, I always was in my cousin's room. I always was in my grandmother's room. I always was not really left alone. I played sports. I was always with like teammates. But that first day on campus, it's like okay, you're by yourself. Okay, what do I do? And I'm there on a basketball team, but I still everything is now up to me. I have to make sure I get up in the morning. I have to go to class. I have to make sure of these things that um I am keeping track of my hygiene stuff and just, not eating my food too fast and run out of my meal cart and just, things like that. So it was overwhelming, So it was just learning just independence first, and then uh, after that, I just started to make friends and things of that nature.
And so to leave the school, you graduated there.
I didn't. I transferred from Centenary College. My brother and I was just talking about this. So another friend of mine, she was also a hooper, and she went down to Virginia Union. This is back, and now we're in '98, around
Okay.
'98, and I know I need to leave Centenary just for just like some financial things.
Yes.
And so my best friend, she's like, oh, come down to Virginia, so I go down there and I meet with the coach down there, and I'm practicing down there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be down here. But again, I just think, I'm just not accustomed to being away from home. So I didn't stay there. There was a few things that was going on down there as well, but I wind up not staying there. And so I came back up here to Jersey. My mom didn't even know. My mom, hold on, I gotta get some water.
Yeah, take your time. We definitely had similar stories. I'd say we all have similar stories with different music behind it.
Yeah. So we're down there in Virginia. My family think, okay, this is where she is. This is where she's gonna do her schooling. And I already knew, okay, I'm not gonna make it down here. So there was a guy who came down to visit a friend for the weekend, and we're just there. We're 20 now. I'm like 20, so we're all just hanging out and just doing what we do as college kids. And I got wind that he was going back up to Menlo, which is in Edison, right? So I said, "You going to Menlo, like Menlo Park?" And so I said, "Well, I'm coming with you." So I jumped in the car and went up the highway with him. And I showed up
From Virginia.
from Virginia, and my mom didn't know that I decided to leave, and I just until I walked in the back door, and I was it's like, I can't be there, and so I took a semester off, and then enrolled at Rutgers University. Yeah,
Shout out to RU
are
Scarlet
you?
Knight alumni.
Yeah. Wait, what year?
I went there in '93.
Okay.
Well, I went in '92, graduated '92, '93, '94.
Okay, so yeah, I'm 2003.
Got kicked out, went to South Carolina,
Oh God,
did what around came, But it's not how you start off, it's how you
it's about
finish what
finish.
in between. So I know everybody's curious, what's this book about? And how did you wind up coming up with this book?
Wow. So thing is, so I actually released two other books. One book, Rebound, back in, man, it might have been about 2009, 2008,
So
maybe.
we're gonna have to break this
Uh,
down a little because I'm listening to these titles and you got
yeah.
rebound.
Uh-huh.
Did you rebound from? Did you rebound for somebody?
Yeah.
So could you break them down a little bit if you mind?
So Rebound,
Just the first
the
book.
thing is, yeah, that's the
Okay.
first book. So Rebound is actually, this is Unpacked Luggage is almost like a spin-off of Rebound in a sense, but it's coming from a different aspect. And that aspect is God, So Rebound is a inspirational book that also talks about, like go after your goals. Don't give up. So it's like rebounding from, situations. So I'm just talking about in that book just situations of, how I came up, just relationships that was in. And Unpack Luggage kind of do the same thing, but it's from more of a perspective of from a God's lens. So Unpacked Luggage,
Because you mentioned a lot about God.
yes, yes,
I'm all for, I'm Christian,
yes.
Baptist, going through your books and everything like that. You mentioned God a lot.
Hmm.
So I go where the guy, your friend, gave you the, I'm drawing up the chronological line, right? And the
Mhm.
guy gave you the application to fill out, and there's always something that like changes our thought
Hmm.
on certain things, right? So I know you go from that. Now you got God is in your life. You talk about your relationships. Um, what when it comes to your relationships? How important was your relationships? And your relationships have some things to do with how you found God,
Hmm.
or some of the luggage, some of the rebounding. Did that have anything to do with your relationships?
Yeah, that's it. I think that's exactly how I found God, through my relationships, and it's so amazing that not irony, but it's um the the history of my relationships is what actually brought me closer to God. Those encounters, being just feeling like you're at just a rock bottom, and just feeling lost, and struggling just with sexuality, and not knowing, when God is calling me, how are you going to deliver me, how are you going to heal me, how am I going to overcome these feelings, so in the book, it's a narration, of the encounter that I had, and how God just took me step by step to cleanse me up. And so I'm going back to just show people that wherever you are, no matter what your situation is, sexuality, addiction, like whatever it is, God has the power, to help you overcome whatever you're going through.
Now, is that a struggle? Well, let me back up. Was it more for like look like seeking to feel good for yourself or for society, what far as what society may think? Or is it like I'm doing the wrong thing and I feel bad? Or whatever, or if it's the wrong thing, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? So if it's the wrong thing, like where is it where you said I need to seek God, or did you feel bad or you feel better? What was it that
Mhm.
like pulled you there? Or was it just that you going through a phase where God said, you know what, I need you here at this time? Because at the end of the day, it all is going to be based off the love.
Yeah. For me, I don't think it was um a feeling of feeling bad, you know. Um it was just like it's a real just an encounter that God, because I think I would have maybe stopped living that lifestyle like a very long time ago, but it was like the encounter when God showed me that I have so much more for you, that I began to just, just to heal and to deliver.
So so when you say have more, do you think that's just like in your situation, like it was a step you had to go through, like it's a step in between, as far as balancing it?
A step. I think so. There's a process.
Like
You
because you
know.
said it's like more, like is that like let me rephrase it. You said what God said is I have more for you, right? Is that like a treadmill step, like I'm gonna keep you there, or you have to go here because what? How do you know that that wasn't more?
Yeah. Well, the more is holiness. You know, the more is um when this life is done here on earth. The more is, eternal life, with God, because whether or not we want to um acknowledge, you know, that there's heaven, that there's hell, it exists. It just does, and so um lost my train of thought.
No, good. We were just talking about far as the when you said God had more from you from where you was at, far as with your sexuality,
Hmm.
your relationships, and then going up to where like I want you, God, where He said He wanted more for you.
Right. Again, that more was the eternal life. That more was showing other people that, the way to God.
That's a different. That's another vessel, not different. That's a
Yeah.
vessel, and that's why I like sitting on the couch and having these conversations. A lot of people get a chance to see our finished product, or I remember this person was that, or remember they was doing
Right,
this.
right, right.
But in the mix of it, there's always someone or something, and mostly being God. That. Sometimes we go towards God for certain
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, yeah. And I definitely needed God. I had, gone through some pretty bad breakups, and when the night comes and you're by yourself, that's who's gonna be with you, is is God.
Is there any scriptures that you like that sticks out that you lean on?
Um, I like Isaiah 41, where God says, "Fear not, fear thou not. I'm with you like always." So no matter what's going on, that you can just really depend on God.
If there's anything you like to say to someone wherever they are in their life, what would that be?
I would say, um, I would truly say that no matter what you're going through, no matter what circumstance that you're in, don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. You know, Jesus meets you where you are. You know, and in this book, Unpacked Luggage, is taking you almost like from the beginning, given history of a person that started off, maybe not necessarily start in trouble or anything like that, but just having a struggle, you know um having an encounter with God, and then also being able to go back and see that God was with me the whole entire time, that He started to reveal certain times and points in my life. And also in the book, it just really speaks, to that, that no matter what you're going through, it's just an inspirational piece.
I want to let you know it's a privilege for me to be able to sit here. We've known each other for years. Um, I would be totally wrong if I don't say rest in peace to our brother Tariq. SAR, Fizz, the whole family. So this was very important. And we always was like, yo, how could we link up? I had nothing to do with a podcast. I always support what you were doing, and you haven't changed. I know you're not going to change.
Yeah.
Never knew your story. Just do that. It was always love when you came around. We was going to have fun. And you know how Fizz turned up, you know what I mean? You know how Fizz turned up. So I just want to say thank you for allowing me to have this opportunity, and this couch is for this.
Yes.
How can they get your book?
Well, the book
Or your social media outlets and everything. This you can talk right here, just let them know.
Yeah, so the book is available on Amazon.com. You can get the book on BarnesandNoble.com. You can also follow me on social media outlets on Facebook at Chyvonne Thomas, also on TikTok and YouTube at Chyvonne Thomas as well. So it's definitely a good read. I think that everybody will be able to take something away from Unpacked Luggage. It's like biblically, like just sound. It gives like a testimony. It's just teaching you about just even like the conditions like of the church. It just talks about a lot of things. I talk about a lot of people even may go through anxiety. I experienced that for a period of time. So
Those therapy as
it's
well.
yeah, so it was therapeutic. So it's I speak about that in the book. I speak largely about when I became a devout follower of Christ. What that day to day, what does that look like? Because a lot of people may think that just certain desires, or temptations go away. So it speaks to just the sanctification process of coming and seeking God.
I'm so excited to see the next project.
Yes.
Thank you for being on the couch with me. God bless you.
Thank you.
And keep doing your thing. Let God use this in the way that he do.
Thank you. God
Let
bless.
the world know the name, man. Street ball king, bringing pride to the game. From Linden to Elizabeth, Jersey's vein. Main event, forever etched in domain.